Hello folks, old Twerking Monkey here today. We want to consider a little thought about fried green tomatoes. Are they truly a southern dish, or is that just a myth? Stay tuned, and right after this we'll step into my kitchen and give you the answers while we prepare a recipe for fried green tomatoes. Hi folks, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to fry up some green tomatoes, called fried green tomatoes actually. We're going to fry these up for you. But before we do that, let me give you a little history about fried green tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes has for years been considered Southern comfort food. The recipe did not originate in the South. Now, I know as Southerners, and I'm one born and raised in the South, I know we take pride in our recipes and we take pride in being from the South. But it is what it is, folks, and we, the Southern people, did not develop fried green tomatoes. As a matter of fact, fried green tomatoes did not become popular in the South until the movie Fried Green Tomatoes came out in 1991. So this recipe for the South is not that old. Fried green tomatoes was introduced into the United States in the Midwest and the Northeast by the Jewish immigrants who came to the United States and brought this recipe with them. So it is a recipe of the Midwest and Northeast. When Fried Green Tomatoes, the movie, came out in 1991, the restaurant Whistle Stop Cafe in Irondale, Alabama, never had served fried green tomatoes. But because of the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, the people began to go to the restaurant asking for fried green tomatoes. And so it was that they developed their style of fried green tomatoes, and that recipe became extremely popular throughout the South and has remained popular throughout the South and has been claimed by the South as being their recipe. Now folks, we're going to get right into that recipe and show you exactly how to make it. Folks, if you look right here, we've got two green tomatoes right here, and they need to be green because the reason you want to get them as green as you can and not ripe inside is because they'll be mushy. When they're green, they're firm enough, they fry up correctly. We're going to need some cornmeal to batter these in. We're going to need some bacon grease. That's what we're going to use today. This bacon grease will add flavor to the fried green tomatoes. And folks, if you haven't looked at the video that is about saving your bacon grease and the way to save it to get all the drudges and stuff out of it, if you'll look right up here, we'll leave a link to that so you can look at that video and see how we save our bacon grease. Then folks, we're going to have some Duke's mayonnaise. I always liked Duke's. I grew up on Bama mayonnaise. Some of y'all may be able to relate to that. Then we're going to have some mustard, and we're going to have a little sriracha sauce. Now, we're going to put all of this together, folks, and start this video right here with this recipe. All right, folks, we said we needed some bacon grease. Right here in this skillet, we're going to put about 1/4 inch, enough of grease in here, bacon grease. After we get this lit, we're going to put about 1/4 inch of grease in this pan right here. That ought to be just about enough, folks, right there to give us what we're looking for. If it's not, we'll add a little more. Now, folks, we want to slice these tomatoes up in about 1/4 inch slices. Adjust this camera just a little bit here so you can see that. Alright, now cut that bloom end off right there. There we go. Get that over there out of our way. Alright, that's about a 1/4 inch right there, folks. Maybe a little bit thinner than I want. Let's go back a little bit further. That's that bloom end that we can deal with. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. Cut those tomatoes, and you see how green those are, folks? That's what you want. Now, that one's got just a little bit of pink starting in it, but it won't hurt nothing. Yep, there we go, folks. About a 1/4 inch or so right there, approximately. Don't have to be exact. Turn this around right here. Cut this like this. Alright, there we go, folks. We're going to lay that over to one side. Well, let's go and cut that out of there. Okay, folks, we're going to finish cutting this. We're going to finish cutting this on out of here, and we're going to put it right over there. Get that stem end out. Now, folks, we want to lay these on this rack right here, just like this, just like so. Because in a minute, we're going to take these and put a little salt and pepper on them. Turn that off while we're doing this. Alright, we got another one here, folks. We're going to cut it just like we did the other one. 1/4 inch cuts. There you go. And by the way, folks, for those of you that never seen the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, look it up on the internet and watch it. You'll understand how this all came about for the southern recipe of fried green tomatoes. Let's cut one more slice right there. Okay, then we got a bad place right there, so let's just slice that off and be done with that end. Alright, there we go, folks. Okay, fried green tomatoes, folks. Yes, sir. Alright, see if we can get this over here a little bit further where we can get a couple more pieces on there. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Just like that, folks. Yep. Now, maybe you can see that. I hope so. Alright, folks. Now what we want to do here, an old monkey forgot to get his salt and pepper down. But we want to put a generous portion of salt and pepper on these. So let's put a little salt on them first, then we'll put a little pepper on them. Now, folks, the reason we want to put this salt on there is it'll draw some of that water out of these tomatoes and makes that cornmeal stick to them a whole lot better. We want to put Little pepper on there. Little black pepper works perfect. Yep, there we go. Little black pepper all over it. There we go, folks. Yes, sirree. These gonna be some good tomatoes right here, folks. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. Now we're gonna take and turn them over. Do the same thing on this side, folks. Oh, we got a bad spot right there. Let's move that over out of the way. All right. All right. We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, folks. We're just going to sprinkle a little salt over here. Now, folks, it don't hurt if you get a little heavy on this salt, because in your cornmeal, it's plain cornmeal. It has no salt in it. So that cornmeal will absorb some of this salt and give it a better flavor. Okay, there we go. All right, now, a little black pepper on them. Sprinkle them with a little black pepper all over, just like we did the other side. Okay. All right, folks, there you go. Okay. Now, folks, we got to wait about 15 minutes there for that salt to work. In the meantime, while we're waiting, we're going to mix us up a dipping sauce to dip these fried green tomatoes in. Because we're going to use, Old Monkey's going to use these as a snack. And folks, always remember to clean up behind yourself as you go. That way it's not so much problem to clean up later. That's a Monkey's tip for today. Clean up behind yourself. That way you always can get your stuff the way it needs to be. So folks, the first thing we want to do right here now is we want to put this sauce, we want to put about 1 and 2. Now that ought to be about 2 teaspoons. That makes a full tablespoon right there, folks. Get down in there. There we go. All right. Now we're going to put about a little squirt there, about maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. Yeah, that's about right there. About 1/4 of a teaspoon of mustard. And a little sriracha sauce. Now folks, they make different brands of sriracha sauce just like anybody else. It's a hot sauce. And you can make your sauce, your dipping sauce, as hot or as mild as you want according to the sauce you put in it. Now Old Monkey, he like his a little bit on the hot side, so we're going to just put about a teaspoonful in there, folks. Now we want to take this and start mixing it up a little bit. But we don't want to mix it all the way up just yet. Because what we want to do now, folks, is reach right over here, get a little secret ingredient to go in this sauce. Now what you got in this cup right here, folks, is we've got white pepper, we got salt, we've got garlic powder, and we got onion powder, all mixed together, and we're going to put about a good southern pinch right in there. All right, folks, in case you didn't know, us southerners have our own little language about recipes. You know, that right there, whatever you catch right in there, that's a pinch. Now, that you catch right there, that's just a smidgen, and if you need a little more, that's just a scoshy little bit. So we put a pinch of salt, white pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder in this mix. Now, I want to mix that up, folks, get all those lumps out of there. Kind of whip it around a little bit there, folks. There you go. Yes, sir. Now, there we go, folks. Now, there we go, folks. We got a nice smooth consistency there. That gives us a little bit of a sauce to dip these in. Take the spoon right here. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to lay these over to one side right here, folks. We're going to wash them up after a while, but We're going to put them right here for the time being. We might have to have them back in a minute. We're going to put this up while we're going, folks. While we're waiting on that over there. All right. We're going to get all this stuff put up, out the way. Like I said, folks, clean up behind yourself. You won't have to do it all at one time later. There you go. All right, folks. Let's get this fire turned back up right here now, so we can heat this oil on up. We'll be heating this oil up, folks. Now we got our sauce. Like I told you, we're probably going to need this spoon again. Old monkey cleaned that spoon out and forgot to stir it up. So there we go, folks. We're going to finish stirring that up a little bit right there. All right, there we go. Look at that, folks. Old monkey getting ready to cook. You hear him banging these dishes over here? Yeah, that's when you can say he's cooking. Yes, sir. All right, folks. I'll bring this cornmeal over here. Because in a minute, we're going to let that sit there. It's about 15 minutes gone by already. Getting all that sauce up. Get this oil heated up. Now, folks, you might remember in one of my videos, one of the tips I gave you about knowing if your grease is ready or not for frying is to take and put a wooden spoon or a wooden object of some kind in that grease, and when it bubbles, then you'll know that grease is hot and ready to fry up. Now we're going to zoom in over here, folks. We're going to move this over right here now. Ain't that pretty? We zoomed that thing right on in there, folks. Let me drop it down a little bit. I want you to see how this all looks whenever we're frying it all up here. I'm going to move my stuff around just a little bit where we got a little bit better situation here. Well, I want y'all to see this, folks, as we do it. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Tell you what, we're going to slide those back to right there where you can see that, folks. Okay, let's check this oil here and see, folks, if it's about ready. Not quite. It's starting to get, you see it right there, folks. It's starting to bubble a little bit. Now when it comes to a full solid bubble, there it goes. Now she's coming up in there. See that bubble right down in there, folks? That's how you tell this grease is ready to start frying in. Alright, folks. Now, there you go. We cooking. Alright, here we go, folks. Now, I'm going to take the cornmeal. Now, folks, you see how wet that tomato is from that salt? We're just going to lay that right there like that, folks. We're going to take it and put it all over it. Batter that right there like that. Look at there, folks. That's pretty. That's plumb pretty right there. Yes, sir. We're going to do them all that way, folks. And we're not going to bore you to death with doing all of these and making you watch us do them all. But, folks, when you do that, you want to lay these over to one side. You don't want to drop them straight in your grease to start with, because you want that moisture of that tomato to kind of soak into that cornmeal. Now when you do that, that will help to keep that cornmeal from washing off of those tomatoes whenever you start to fry them. So here we go, folks. Alright, folks, we'll be back as soon as we get through with this right here and fry these tomatoes up. Alright, folks, we're through with these and we're going to start frying these up. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. That's frying up good right there. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. We're going to let these fry up. Now, folks, these going to fry up. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but that cornmeal got to be plain cornmeal, folks, for these to fry up right. That bacon grease there going to add some flavor. Yes, sir. That's going to be awesome, folks. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Put one more of these little smaller ones in there, folks. There we go. Now, you want to let those cook probably 2-3 minutes on each side. So if you sit there and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, folks, we'll turn them over. We want them golden brown, so if they're not quite golden brown, we'll flip them back over. Listen to that sound. Don't that sound good, folks? Yes, sir. That sizzle of that tomato frying up right there. All right. All right, let's check that one right there. It looks like it might be about ready to flip over. Oh yeah, look at that, folks. Look at him. Let me show you that. Look at that. That is that golden brown look that we're looking for right there on those tomatoes. All right, flip this over. Folks, these tomatoes are going to be crunchy on the outside, but soft on the inside. That's what makes them good, folks, is that contrast of texture. There you go, folks. Look at him, look at him. Good gracious alive. Alright, folks, that's been frying up there. Look at that beautiful golden brown right there. Yes, sir. Now, folks, what we want to do is we want to lay them right back over here on this same rack. Let some of that excess grease drip off. Now, you don't want to lay these on a paper towel. I hear folks say, oh, put them on a paper towel, soak up the grease. But what's going to happen when you do that, not only is that towel going to soak up the grease, but it's also going to make your tomatoes be soggy. And you don't want that. You want your tomatoes to have that crunchiness on the outside. Folks, we're just going to throw some more tomatoes in here. We ain't going to bore you to death trying to show you everything we do here with this, because it's all pretty much a repeat of the same thing we did earlier. Alright, folks, we're going to get these plated up and we're going to do a taste test here in just a second, and we'll be right back to do that taste test. Y'all stay tuned now. Alright, folks, we got these plated up. I want you to look at here. Now, that is fine right there. Now, I know old Monkey, he usually throw a little extra in on his stuff and all, but not on this recipe, folks, because this is old Monkey's midday snack. This is not his meal, just his midday snack. Now, I'm not going to eat all these by myself. I'm going to save some of these for a little later on, but I want you to see them all on that plate, folks, and that's that sauce that we fixed up right there. Now, we're going to taste these, folks. We want to see what they taste like. See if they taste as good as old Monkey remembers them tasting whenever he was a boy. Been a while since old Monkey had fried green tomatoes, so he got to check it out. Now look at him, folks. Y'all want some of that? That's pretty, ain't it? Watch him. We're going to dip it in that sauce we made up a while ago, and we're going to check it out. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. And that hot sauce, folks, that's just right. Oh my goodness. Woo! I'm telling you, folks, it don't get no better than this right here. Now, when you want a midday snack, grab your old green tomato, slice that joker up, put you some cornmeal and cornmeal and salt and pepper on there. Throw it over some bacon grease, folks. Oh my goodness. That bacon grease, I'm telling you, folks, y'all can put your canola oil and your olive oil and all of that on there, but whoo, when you put that bacon grease, I'm telling you, folks, you can't help it. It's gonna, whoo, it's gonna, yeah, it is, folks. Folks, I gotta get out of here. Y'all remember, folks, thank you for watching, and we love you. And y'all come see us now. You hear?